so now we'll move into the invocation. I'm sorry, call the order, invocation. All right. So now we're at the invocation. Our eternal God, our Father, we thank you so much for this day. We bless you and we praise you and we exalt your mighty name. Father, as we come together to do the business of the city of Glennard, I pray, Lord, for wisdom, for understanding, and for your Holy Spirit to lead us and guide us in all truths. Bless your people, Father. Bless the elected officials, the staff of the city of Glennard, and especially the citizens, Father. Help us to do your will and not our own. It is in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Council Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Councilwoman Eason,
Present.
Councilman Herring,
Here.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Present.
Councilman Williams,
Here.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Here.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
She's still trying to get in. Are you still having trouble? Okay, move on.
Councilwoman Jones,
Here. Are you still trying to get in? I'm sorry.
Point of order, President Jones, Council President.
Just a moment, Councilwoman Wilson. All right, Council Clerk, continue.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
She's calling in on the phone.
Point of order.
Councilwoman Wilson.
Yes. I'd like to bring to your attention that Ms. Sandra Williams' name is not on the agenda that I received. And I sent you an email this afternoon, remind you that she should have been on there.
Councilwoman,
So I'd like to add her name to the agenda.
Point of order, Ms. Jones.
Councilwoman
no,
Eason.
The agenda should not be discussed until we take a motion in a second. And that's when Ms. Wilson will add something to the agenda. We're actually going out of order.
That's correct.
Excuse me, point of order. Last week, I did a point of order after roll call. I'm doing a point of order here because I'd like for her name to be added to the agenda before we take a motion for the agenda.
Councilwoman Wilson, the only thing that Councilwoman Eason is saying is that once we take the motion to adopt the agenda and then there's a discussion on the agenda, then you can add the name. That's all. That's all we're saying.
So why can't I add it now?
Because we haven't taken a motion to adopt the agenda yet. There's no motion to adopt the agenda. Council Clerk, I think Councilman Herring, just a second. Council Clerk, I think Councilwoman Ferguson is on.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Okay, I'm gonna have her on speaker. You could call her again.
Councilwoman Ferguson.
Here.
We have 7 in attendance.
Thank you.
And point of order.
I understand there's a point of order, Councilwoman Wilson. Just be patient, please. All right. the discussion of the point of order, like I said, there's been no motion to adopt the agenda. So once we adopt the agenda and then there's discussion, then you may add anything you would like.
I beg to differ, Council President. I should be able to add it now.
Councilwoman Wilson, can we please move on?
No,
The
ma'am,
agenda-
I have a point of order.
Okay, I hear your point of order, but at this juncture,
And I don't want to wait until we adopt the agenda.
well, how can you put somebody on the agenda that hasn't, on an agenda that has not been adopted?
We did it last week.
Point of order, it wasn't done correctly last week. Basically,
Well,
you have to take a motion, you have to take a second, so that the agenda becomes the property of the public body, which is all 7 council members. And then if you want to add something to the agenda, then you can ask the president to add something to the agenda. What you did last week was out of order.
So let's,
Point of order, Madam President.
Point of order.
Point of order, Madam President.
Councilman Herring.
That is not correct. Ms. Easton is absolutely wrong, and she needs to start making up these rules as she go along. If the agenda is not, if the item was on the agenda at the work session and it was taken off in violation of what Councilwoman Wilson asked, Councilwoman Wilson can ask to have it put on the agenda so that the agenda looks just like it looked at the work session. She asked to have it on there, and you took it off, and that needs to be put back on the. She don't need a motion. She don't need nothing. It was already discussed. It was decided at the work session that it would be on the agenda. So I don't know what Ms. Easton is talking about and why she's making this stuff up as she go along. But that is not true. You have the decision as council president to put it back on the agenda.
Order.
And
Point of order, Councilman Herring. Point of order, please.
Madam President,
We are not going to be going through this argumentative, contentious behavior. Let's calm down and settle what needs to be settled. Councilwoman Eason.
Okay, what I want to say is what I'm stating is the council rules. And basically the council rule states that the president sets the agenda. If anyone has an issue with the president setting the agenda, you can actually get a consensus from the public body to figure out how you want to move forward. But we haven't even adopted an agenda yet. So I would like to say that, can we move forward and adopt the agenda, please?
Point of order, Madam President. Madam President, the council rule says that the president will set the agenda with consultation from the council members, which you had. And Councilwoman Wilson clearly asked that that legislation be put on the agenda. Read the whole thing, stop reading part of the rules.
Councilman Herring, please calm down.
No, I'm not calming down because this is bogus.
All right, well then we'll add the entire body if we want to add a person on the agenda before we even adopt the agenda.
Wait a minute.
Councilwoman Wilson, please don't enter. I mean, if you would show your face, I could see that you're there. You're
Ms. Jones.
There.
Ms. Jones, I'm here, and you see my name up there. Ms. Jones. Miss Williams was on the agenda last week. And what was there at the public hearing was to be what was going to be on the agenda for the meeting. And she has been taken off. And I believe that her name should still be on the agenda because it was it's my piece of legislation that was added, and you can't take that off.
Okay, Councilwoman Wilson, just like I said, once we adopt the agenda, can we add the name at that point if the council members agree to that?
Why is it that I don't understand why I cannot do it at this point.
Because we have not adopted the agenda. We have not adopted the agenda.
We have not been adopting the agenda always.
Councilwoman Wilson, let's try to stay within the ramifications of the guidelines that we're given. Let's adopt the agenda and move on. And then you can add your name. And
I would like to say this, Council President, that you want to go by the council rules, but you don't always go by the council rules. you only do it when it's good for you.
That is not
So-
true, Councilwoman Wilson.
I'm sorry that
I'm
you
sorry, that's not
you
true.
interrupted me. You interrupted me. So from what I have seen, you follow the rules when it's convenient for you. You do not always follow the council rules. You do not do that.
Councilwoman Wilson, can we please move on? We have citizens on here that have other things to do than sit and go back and forth about issues that can be easily resolved if we adopt the agenda. And then if you want to add a person to the agenda, then do so.
Well,
Yes, I'm
I'm
not
here-
saying, excuse me.
Now I have to excuse you. When you
Yes, you do.
interrupted me,
Councilwoman-
it was okay.
Please.
And then now Mr. Whatchamacallit is interrupting. So
No, they're not. Councilwoman Wilson, I will stand here and tell you and all of the citizens, no, I am not perfect. I have not done crossed every T and dotted every I, but I am trying my best to do what is the best for the city of Glennard by following its charter and following its council rules. Now, sometimes I might fall off the bike just like anyone else, but we don't need to hold up a meeting with all of these. We have what, 28 participants just over a small issue as let's adopt the agenda and move forward. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
Point of order, Madam President. This is not a small
So
issue.
moved.
This is an
So
issue of
moved. So
Ms. Wilson
moved.
having her rights just like everybody else.
I'm
To
sorry.
be able to
Council-
submit a resolution to the agenda. The charter
Councilman
submit a resolution. She should submit a
Councilman
resolution.
Herring, once again, please calm
Once again,
down.
you're not following the charter.
It's nothing about no charter. You always,
Mr. Williams, please. Did you move to adopt the
yes, I
agenda?
did.
Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you. Council Clerk, I'm sorry. Is there any discussion?
Now,
yes, I would like for Ms. Williams' name to be added on the agenda like it was supposed to have been originally.
All right. Her name is Mrs. Williams, Sandra Williams.
Yes, you're very much aware of what her name is. Yes,
Yeah, I'm aware of that I know the family, Miss Wilson.
I know you do.
Okay. Any other discussion? Council Clerk, would you please take the vote?
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes,
Councilman Herring,
Pass.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
yes,
Councilman Williams,
yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes,
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones,
Yes.
Councilman Herring.
Pass.
So I have 6 yeses.
All right, that's 6 yeses and 1 pass. All right, so the
No.
first
2 passes is a no.
okay. Thank you. Just a second. All right. Now we're going to move into the legislation. I would also like to remind, before we move into the legislation, that citizens, please be mindful that we do have children listening on to these meetings, and I would like to try to set a good example for those children. All right, we're moving into the legislation. The first legislation is R-18-2021, a resolution to appoint Lolita Green to the Glennard Election Board. Council Clerk, would you read the resolution?
Resolution number R-18-2021, sponsor Carolyn Smallwood, Councilwoman. Public hearing, January 19th, 2021, session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27th, 2021. Whereas Article 7, Section 701 of the Glennard Charter specifies there shall be Board of Elections consisting of 10 members who shall be appointed by the City Council, and whereas the City Council appoint as many citizens as are required to ensure a complement of 10 members. 1, Lolita Green, Ward 1. Whereas the members of the election board will be required to perform the duties of office and follow the guidelines as outlined under Article 7, Section 703 through 716. And whereas the City Council has given the confirmation on January 27, 2021 for the nominee. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Glennard, Maryland, sitting in special regular session this 27th day of January 2021, that 1, the office is appointed to the Board of Elections for a term of 4 years. This resolution shall take effect immediately following approval by the Council.
All right. Is there any discussion? Hearing
Madam President.
Ms. Councilman Herring.
Yes, for the record, I'd like to know what council member is nominating Ms. Lolita Green.
It's on the resolution. It is Councilwoman Carolyn Smallwood.
Okay, Councilwoman Smallwood, you're nominating Ms. Green?
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Council Clerk, would you take the vote, please? Council Clerk, you're muted.
Council President, can I have a motion and a second?
I'm sorry. All right. Is there a motion to adopt Lolita Green?
So move.
Thank you, Councilwoman
Second.
Smallwood. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Wilson. I'm sorry. Now, Council Clerk, would you take the vote?
Councilwoman Easton,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
Yes.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Yes,
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones.
Yes,
7 yeses.
that resolution passes. Next resolution, Council Clerk.
Resolution R19, 2021, sponsor and Angela D. Ferguson, Council Vice President, co-sponsor at the request of the administration. Public hearing, January 19, 2021. Session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27, 2021. A resolution to appoint Patricia Dennis to the Glennard Election Board. Whereas Article 7, Section 701 of the Glennard Charter specifies there should be a Board of Election consisting of 10 members who shall be appointed by the City Council. And whereas the City Council appoint as many citizens as are required to ensure a complement of 10 members. 1, Patricia Dennis, Ward 1. Whereas the members of the election board will be required to perform the duties of office and follow the guidelines as outlined under Article 7, Section 703 through 716. And whereas the City Council has given the confirmation on January 27, 2021 for the nominee. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Glennard, Maryland, sitting in special regular session this 27th day of January, 2021. That 1, the aforementioned citizen is appointed to the Board of Election for a term of 4 years. This resolution shall take effect immediately following approval by the Council.
Is there a motion to accept the Patricia Dennis?
So move.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ferguson.
Second.
Thank you, Councilman Williams. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Council Clerk, would you take the vote, please?
Madam President, Madam President, point of order before you take the vote. I do have a question. Why does it say it's at the request of administration on the piece of legislation?
Because that was what was on all of the resolutions before we did that. If that is an issue, I'll have the Council Clerk remove that and we can put on at the request of the Council President.
No, it shouldn't have been at a request of anybody. It should be at whoever's nominating the person. It should be, who's nominating this person?
Councilwoman Ferguson is.
And her name should be on there. You don't need that.
Her name
request
is
for
on there,
administration.
Council President. I'm seeing, her name is on there, Councilman Herring.
Then at the request of the administration needs to come off.
Thank you, Councilman Herring.
Because if the administration is not appointing, the council members are appointing.
Thank you, Councilman Herring. Council Clerk, on any other, I don't think the other, only one or two more might have that on there. We'll remove it. Would you take the vote, please?
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
Yes.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones.
Yes.
7 yeses.
Right, that resolution passes.
Madam President,
Councilman Williams.
I asked that we waive the entire reading of since they're all the same, and just read the name of the individual, just the first stanza, first paragraph. It's not necessary to read the whole entire resolution. It's the same. They all read the same except for the name.
Thank you, Councilman Williams. That's a great suggestion. Council Clerk?
Yes, ma'am. Can I add the ward?
Yes, please.
All right. You ready for me to read the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution number R 2021, sponsor Carolyn Smallwood, Councilwoman. Public hearing, January 19th, 2021. Session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27, 2021. Resolution to appoint Susan Rhodes to the Glennard Election Board. Susan Rhodes is in Ward 2.
Is there a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved.
So moved.
And is there a second?
Second.
All right, that was Councilwoman Smallwood and Councilwoman Ferguson. Any discussion? Hearing
Yes,
none.
Madam President. Madam President, I would like to know, is Ms. Smallwood, are you nominating this person?
Yes.
All right, thanks.
Mhm.
Council Clerk, would you take the vote, please?
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
Yes.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson, Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones.
Yes,
7 yeses.
the motion passes. Okay, Councilwoman, I'm sorry, Council Clerk, the next resolution.
Resolution number R 2021, sponsor Celestine E. Wilson, Councilwoman, public hearing, January 19, 2021. Special regular session, date of introduction, January 27, 2021. Resolution to appoint Jacqueline Nichols to the Glennard Election Board. Ms. Nichols is from Ward 2.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, that's Councilwoman Smallwood is to accept the motion, and Councilwoman Wilson second. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
Councilman Herring?
Yes, I'd like to ask Ms. Wilson, are you nominating this person for the election board?
Yes, I am.
All right, thank you.
Council Clerk, would you take the vote, please?
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
Yes.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones.
Yes.
7 yeses.
All right, the resolution passes. All right, Council Clerk, would you move to the next resolution, please?
Resolution number R 2021, sponsor Robin Jones, Council President. I will remove at the request of the administration.
That will
Public
be
hearing.
struck.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll strike that.
Ma'am. Public hearing, January 19th, 2021, session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27th, 2021. Resolution to appoint Richard Arroyo Montgomery to the Glennard Election Board. Richard Arroyo Montgomery is from Ward 3.
All right. Is there a motion to accept the resolution?
I make a motion.
And I will second. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam President. Are you you're nominating this person for the election board?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm not sure the question, Councilman Herring, but these all are citizens of the city of Glennard.
It doesn't matter whether they're citizens. I just asked you a basic question. Are you nominating this person? According to the charter, you have to be nominated from a representative. I'm asking you, are you nominating this person? And you said, yes, you are, and that's the end of the conversation. I mean, that's it.
Council Clerk, would you take the vote, please?
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
No.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Pass.
Councilman Williams,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
No.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones,
Yes.
Councilwoman Smallwood.
No.
We have 4 yeses and 3 nos.
All right, this resolution passes. Okay, Council Clerk, we can move to the next resolution.
Resolution number R 2021, sponsor Robin Jones, Council President. Again, I will strike the at the request of administration.
And Council Clerk,
Yes,
Council
ma'am.
Clerk, I need to make a correction. Mr. Aurora Montgomery the Ricky should be Rickey.
EY.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I've made that edit.
Okay.
Public hearing, January 19th, 2021, session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27th, 2021. Resolution to appoint Ricky Arroyo Montgomery to the General Election Board. Mr. Arroyo Montgomery is from Ward 3.
All right, is there a motion to accept the resolution?
So move.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. And I'll
Second.
Ms. Eason, a second.
Yes.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
Councilman Herring,
Who's nominating this person? You?
Robin Jones, Council President.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. All right, Council Clerk, would you take the vote, please?
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
No.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Pass.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
No.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones,
Yes.
Councilwoman Smallwood.
Pass.
We have 4 yeses and 3 nos.
Thank you, Council Clerk. This resolution passes. All right, Council Clerk, we'll move to the next resolution.
Resolution number R 2021, sponsor Robin Jones, Council President. I will strike out at the request of the administration. Public hearing, January 19th, 2021. Session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27th, 2021. Resolution to appoint C.E. Beckles to the Glennard Election Board. Mr. Beckles is from Ward 3.
All right. Is there a motion to accept the resolution?
So
I make
moved.
a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ferguson. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
All right. Pardon me, Councilman Herring. Go right ahead.
Oh, okay. Could we get a name on this piece of legislation? I know his government name is not CE. That's the first issue. And next, I'd like to know, are you nominating this person for the election board?
Yes, I am nominating this person for the election board. And
Could we get a name for him, a government name? This is an official document.
Mr. Beckles, I think your first name is Christopher, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
All right, can I just put Christopher E. Beckles?
Sure.
Thank you. Council Clerk,
Yes, ma'am.
Christopher E. Beckles.
Yes, ma'am. I have it noted.
All right, thank you. All right, let's take the vote, Council Clerk.
Council President, if I may, before I take the vote, I understand Councilwoman Ferguson, Council Vice President Ferguson was the second. Who motioned? Is that
Councilman Williams.
Thank you. All right, Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
No.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
No.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
No.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones.
Yes,
We have 4 yeses and 3 nos.
thank you. The resolution passes. Next resolution, Council Clerk.
Resolution number R 2021, sponsor Robin Jones, Council President. I will strike at the request of the administration. Public hearing, January 19th, 2021. Session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27th, 2021. Resolution to appoint Turner Coggins to the Glennard Election Board. Mr. Coggins is from Ward 3.
All right. Is there a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved.
Motion.
Councilwoman Ferguson with, and then Councilwoman Easton second.
Yes.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam President. Are you nominating this person for the election board?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Council Clerk, would you please take the vote?
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilman Harry,
Pass.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
I abstain.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones,
Yes.
Councilman Herring.
Yes.
We have 6 yeses and 1 abstain.
This resolution passes. All right, Council Clerk, we'll move to the next resolution.
Resolution number R 26/2021, sponsor Robin Jones, Council President. I will strike at the request of the administration. Public hearing, January 19th, 2021, session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27th, 2021. Resolution to appoint Shannon Robinson to the Glennard Election Board. Ms. Robinson is from Ward 3.
Is there a motion to accept the resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, the motion was adopted by Councilman Herring, and the second was Councilwoman Smallwood. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam President. Are you nominating this person for the election board?
That is correct.
Okay.
Council Clerk, would you take the vote, please?
Councilwoman Eason,
Yes.
Councilman Herring,
And who is this for again?
this is for Shannon Robinson of Ward 3.
Yes.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Yes.
Councilman Williams,
Yes.
Councilwoman Wilson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Jones.
Yes,
7 yeses.
resolution passes. Okay. Council Clerk, you can move to the next resolution.
Resolution number R 27/2021, sponsored by Robin Jones, Council President. I will strike at the request of the administration. Public hearing, January 19th, 2021, session, special regular session, date of introduction, January 27th, 2021. Resolution to appoint Alana Futrell to the Glennard Election Board. Ms. Futrell is from Ward 3.
All right. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Councilwoman Eason. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Ferguson. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
Councilman Herring?
Are you nominating this person for the election board?
Yes, I am.
Okay, now I'm looking at the voter roll and I don't see this person as a registered voter on the voter roll. And our election board members have to be registered voters in the city of Glennard. Is this person a registered voter in the city of Glennard?
She told me that she was, yes.
Well, I'm looking at the 2020 voter roll and I do not see her anywhere. Did her name change?
Councilman Herring, I don't have that information. I would have to check back with her, but she told me that she's a registered voter. That was the first question that I asked all of the persons that volunteered to be on the election committee, that they had to be registered voters.
In the city of Glennard.
If I'm not mistaken, the election rules that you just have to be a registered voter.
No, it says
You
in the city of Glennard.
you don't come to the city of Glennard to register. You go to the county to register.
You have to be a qualified voter of the city pursuant to section 702 of this charter. That's what the charter says. You have to be a registered voter in the city of Glennard.
Where would you register to vote in the city of Glennard, Mr. Herring?
You would get the voter registration roll, which is what we have done for 50 years, and we use that. And it says that who is registered to vote in the city of Glennard, the same roll we use to vote in our city elections.
But if the registered voters are registered voters, and they have to go to the county to register to vote.
No, Ms. Jones, that is not true. They can register in the city of Glennard, but they don't. They go to the county. We use the county voter registration roll, which is what it says in section 702 of the charter, that we can use the county voter registration roll, but it says that you have to be a registered voter in the city of Glennard.
But to
She is
register
not on the
to
voter
vote,
roll.
you still have to go to the county. We have no facilities we don't have the,
Ms. Jones,
Miss
Ms. Jones, you know we use the voter roll for the county. They give us the voter roll for free so that we can have our elections. We've been using
I
the voter roll for
understand
over
that, Councilman
years.
Herring.
So
She says
she's not
she's a
on the voter
registered
roll because
voter.
she's not registered to vote in the city of Glennard.
She's a registered voter. She said she
She's
was a
not a
registered
registered
voter.
voter in the city of Glennard.
You have a piece of paper documenting saying what you say, but she says that she is. If she can produce, once we finish this, and I'll go back to her or have the, we'll go back, we'll have the, go back to her and ask her to produce her voter registration card. My voter registration card comes, I get this from the county.
Ms. Jones, it don't
I
matter
don't
whether you
get
get
it
it from the
from the
county.
city.
It says that you're eligible to vote, and you are a registered voter in the city of Glennard, and it has your ward on there and your street on there. It says that you're a registered voter to vote in the city of Glennard elections. Now, if you want to do some fraud, that's on you. If you want to do voter fraud, that's on you. Right now, I'm looking at the voter roll.
I'm looking at
the
my
2020
voter
voter roll.
registration card, and it does
I'm
not
looking
have
at the
anything about the city of
2020 voter
Glennard
roll,
on there.
and she's not on it. What you need to do is pull her name and find out for sure if she's an eligible voter in the city of Glennard. That's what you got to do, because that's one of the requirements for being on the election board. And if I'm looking at the 2020 voter roll and she's not on here, then you need to clear that up before we can vote on this piece of legislation. Otherwise,
No,
y'all be violating.
we're going to move forward, and then I will go back with her.
You cannot move forward and vote on this person, Ms. Jones, until you are verified that she is a registered voter.
I didn't know I had to ask people for their identification.
You shouldn't have done it in the first place. Nobody asked you to do this. You should have came to the council as a body. You took it upon yourself to do it wrong.
I came to the council to poll for a meeting, and I can't get you to answer. I'm sorry. Point of order, Mr. Herring. Councilman Williams, I'm sorry.
Ms. Jones, we can vote on this. All she has to do, if she registered, she just needs to be a resident of the city of Glennard. Okay. And all she has to do, and she don't have to do it before we vote, she has to do is just show a card. If she's not a registered voter, she won't be on the election board. So can we just move on?
Thank you.
No, you cannot move on and do this illegal.
Councilman
That's illegal.
Herring, point of order.
It's not illegal.
We
can do it. And if he have any issue, he can bring it up to us. Okay, Madam Chair, can we move forward?
Yes, Council Clerk, would you take the vote, please?
Councilwoman Eason,
I would say yes, contingent upon her showing her information.
Thank you.
Councilman Herring, Councilman Herring, Councilwoman Smallwood.
Hold up, Council Clerk.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Ms. Jones, please stop muting me.
Please calm down, Mr. Herring.
Stop muting me, because I have a right to vote and I have a right to comment. As I said, like Ms. Eason, I'm not going to compromise my values and ethics and sit here and vote on somebody that I know is not on the voter roll, nor am I going to sit here and make up allegations and make up falsehoods to make myself right by saying that a person is registered in the state of Maryland can be on our election board, when our charter says that the election board would be comprised of members who are registered voters in the city of Glennard. So if you choose to do that and violate your moral values and your ethics, when the charter says that you can't, and the requirement to be on there is to be a registered voter in the city of Glennard, so do it. But I vote no. And also, are you sponsoring this person, Councilwoman Jones? You said you were right. You're nominating this person.
The Council President Robin Jones is sponsoring this person.
I want to be clear on that. Thank you.
Councilwoman Smallwood,
Abstain.
Councilman Williams,
The vote is yes, contingent that she is a registered voter in the city of Glennard.
thank you. Councilwoman Wilson,
Abstain.
Councilwoman Ferguson,
I'm looking at the charter and I see where mentions the Board of Elections in 701, and then it referenced 702 as a requirement of required voter. And I don't see where it says that. It says every person who meets all the following requirements may vote in the city, and the requirements being mentioned in 701. And A is that they are a citizen of the United States, they are at least 18 years old, and they have resided in the corporate limits of the city for 30 days immediately preceding the city, and is registered in accordance to the provisions of this charter. So I mean, unless I'm missing something, I don't see where it actually says that they have to be registered in the city of Glennard. And I've lived in Glennard for 62 years, and I've never known that. I mean, I don't know everything, but I never known that you can register in the city of Glennard. So I would say yes, contingent that she can provide documentation that she is indeed a registered voter in the state of Maryland, in the county. So my answer would be yes.
Councilwoman Jones?
Yes, contingent upon the verification of her, or the verification of her certification of being a voter.
Thank you. Four yeses, 1 no, and 2 abstains.
The resolution passes. Okay. All right. So we have 10 resolutions, 10 members for the election board. The other 2 persons I will, that would be Ms. White, Yvonne White, and Ms. Sandra Williams. We'll hold their resolutions in case somebody can't fulfill their obligation.
Madam,
Councilman Williams,
I know that the charter does not speak to alternates.
that's
But-
correct.
But there's nothing says that you can vote people in advance. All right, because we don't want to come back and have another meeting just in case one of them can't do it. So we can just approve them and for advance. I'm saying this, and if somebody can't fulfill their thing, they can just slide on in.
Okay. As a council body, can we vote on Mr. Williams's suggestion? Should we make that a motion that since there is nothing in the charter that speaks of alternates, and we do have 2 people that are willing to serve, just vote for these 2, see if these 2 people are elected, not elected, if these 2 people are accepted as board members.
Council President,
Point of order, madam.
Councilwoman Smallwood.
but you still using them as an alternate. So if we're gonna vote on them, they have to be treated just like the other members that we put on the election board. You cannot treat them as alternates.
The election board, Councilwoman Smallwood, calls for 10 persons. There's nothing in the charter that states alternate, because I wanted to bring on persons. I'm sorry, Councilwoman Smallwood, would you please let me finish my statement? Thank you. Now, there was nothing in the charter that said alternates. I wanted to bring in alternates, and of course, that in the charter says that I could not bring on alternates because there's nothing in there. But as Councilman Williams said, if we could just vote them in case someone cannot fulfill the obligation of election board, something comes up or something happens, we'll still have persons already available, knowing that they can move into the position of election board person without having to go through this ordeal again.
as I stated, Council President, you will be still using those two people as an alternate. You will not, they will not have the full, full standards to use as the regular election people. So you still on the offset of this, you will be using them as an alternate. You cannot do that. They either have to be on or be off.
Well, the election board only calls for 10, so
Council President,
Councilwoman Wilson.
yes. I would like to remove Ms. Sandra Williams' name from off of the agenda now, because I did talk with her today, as I sent you an email saying, and the information that you gave her was incorrect, and you dissuaded her from wanting to be on the election board. So she wishes to withdraw her name, but I wanted to withdraw it the correct way. So I will be withdrawing her name from being appointed to the election board. She said that she does not want to be a backup, quote, because she wasn't asked to be a backup.
Thank you, Councilwoman Wilson. Any other,
Madam President,
Councilman Herring?
yes, I'd like to ask Councilwoman Wilson something. So, Councilwoman Wilson, so you're saying that false information was given to Ms. Williams by our Council President?
That is correct.
And something about, and she stated that, I think in your email you said she stated that something about COVID.
She said that Ms. Jones.
Point of order. That was a private conversation, and I'm not asking it to be presented.
That is not a private conversation.
And what you're saying is untrue, Councilwoman Wilson. Please, let's move on.
Then you're calling Ms. Williams a liar.
I'm not calling anyone a liar.
Yes,
I'm
you
not going
are.
to get into that kind of.
I talked to her, and
okay,
I'm saying
that's
that
fine.
you gave her.
But what she said to me was not.
Point of order. I was speaking.
Point of order. Councilwoman Wilson.
I was speaking, and Mr. Herring was speaking to me, and I was answering him.
This is not a meeting for the council.
Point of order.
This is a special regular meeting. We're not going to have this, Councilwoman Wilson.
Point of order, Ms. Jones.
Councilwoman Wilson, we're not going to do this.
Ms. Jones.
Because you're discussing a conversation that I had with Ms. Williams that you know nothing about, and you're assuming. And until
no, ma'am, I had the conversation with her.
Let's move on.
So do you have the email, Councilwoman Wilson?
I spoke to her personally.
Let's move on. Councilwoman Eason?
Yeah, I would.
That was not right.
I would suggest that you table R28, and then if the other person she doesn't have the requirements, then you'll just have to schedule another meeting to vote on R28.
All right.
It won't be the first time we had to schedule a lot of meetings.
Yeah. Okay. So,
let me see, who is R28? Oh, Ms. White.
Ms. White. Yvonne White. So that resolution will be tabled. All right, now in the agenda, the next thing on the agenda is citizens' comments, 5 minutes. Please raise your hand. Mr. Richard Aurora Montgomery.
Good evening, Council President, Council Vice President, Council members, and citizens. Firstly, it should be noted that all no votes tonight were for members of Ward 3, and particularly residents of Woodmore Town Center. However, I want to thank those council members that voted yes for me. I appreciate your confidence in me, and I promise to do everything in my power to uphold the rules and regulations of the city's electoral process to ensure a fair and just election. I also want to take this moment to apologize to you, Council President and Vice President, for my outbreak at the last meeting on January 19th. I should have never allowed any person or council member to push me to the limits as to where I am taken out of my character. Again, I apologize for my outbreak, and the next time I feel that I'm being pushed to my limits, I will remember the words of Michelle Obama. When they go low, we go high. Secondly, as for the no votes that I received this evening, citizens. The city charter states the following requirements to be eligible to become a member of the election board. 1, citizen of the US. 2, at least 18 years of age. 3, resided within the corporate city limits of the city for 30 days immediately preceding the next city election. And 4, a registered voter. Considering the criteria for eligibility to serve on the election board, all of which I met, there is absolutely no reason why I should have received any no votes, unless, of course, it's done out of spite or tied to a personal vendetta. Citizens, please take note of the three council members that voted no for me: Herring, Smallwood, and Wilson. And let me also remind you that these are the 3 same council members that circulated a letter to over 600 citizens on city letterhead in which they referenced me by name and associated 3 lies with my name. I don't understand the purpose of mentioning the name of any private citizen in any correspondence circulated to the citizens of the city of Glennard. And perhaps it was done with the intent to discredit me, thinking that I may be running for a council seat. But since I am not, I see no reason why 3 council members would waste city resources on circulating lies instead of focusing their attention on how to better serve the citizens of the city of Glennard. Citizens, I implore you, please take note of this. Why would any council member vote against a qualified citizen who meets all the required criteria to serve on a volunteer election board, other than it being done, again, out of spite or tied to a personal vendetta? Citizens, if council members are relying on their personal feelings or vendettas to vote against qualified citizens who are willing to give up of their personal time to serve on committees or boards to benefit the well-being of the city of Glennard, then one has to also wonder, is this the same mindset used by these council members when they're voting on resolutions brought forth for the betterment of the city of Glennard? Citizens, again, I implore you, please keep this in mind when you're voting for the next council members at the city elections in May of this year. Election time is the time for your voices to be heard. And it's also the time when you are afforded the opportunity to decide the future for the city of Glennard. We need to move this city forward, and we need to stop looking to the past. Vote for those candidates that are qualified and possess the desire and willingness to move our city forward. I implore you, do not vote for candidates on the basis of friendship and or comfortability. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. Former Mayor Carter, you're muted. You can unmute yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Madam President, can you tell me or do you know when the election board are going to meet and begin their function and for the election, for the upcoming election?
I
When
can't give
will
you
they be meeting?
I can't give you a specific date as to when they're going to meet, but this evening I'm going to give those that are the ones that are on here that have been passed by resolution. I will give them the executive assistant's email address. Her name is Nalia Johnson, nicknamed Leah Johnson. And because she will need your contact information, your email information and phone numbers to be able to reach you so that her and the city manager can get, get things in motion and get it started. Her email address is njohnson@cityofglenarden.org. And City of Glenarden is all one word. I'll repeat that again for the persons that have been the resolution has passed to accept you. It will be njohnson@cityofglenarden.org. If you would send her your contact information, email information, phone number, some way that she can reach out to you so that we can bring you all together to get started. Because I need the members of the election board to know that we have to step up our a game in this because we're nearing, it's close for the election. Some of these things, a lot of this stuff should have been done last year, but it has not. But we're not going to focus on that. We're going to focus on moving forward and getting the election committee up and running and established because the election is soon coming.
My concern is how will the citizens be notified in terms of the process for the running for election? How will they be advertising? Will that go on our website? Will it go on? How will we be notified? Will we be
go on the website? It'll go on the website, and then the election committee will come together and determine those types of things, how they want to do it. Once the city manager, gets them with the former election chairman, she's going to give them some pointers, but then they'll sit down and they'll determine how things are to be done.
Okay, well, my concern is not them. I understand that but how will we as citizens be notified?
But it's up to the election board to determine how the notification would be. I would think that they'll use the website, any type of social media, if they want to use flyers or postcards or whatever to get the information to citizens.
Can I ask that flyers or postcards be sent, because there are citizens who don't necessarily go online and are not aware of dates and times. So I would ask that the city manager, I see he's on the line, that he bring to the election board's attention that they might notify the citizens by flyers or postcard as to the process for the election. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm sure, Mr. George, you've taken note of that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Any other citizens?
Hi, this is Alana Futrell. I'm late to the call. I'm sorry about that, but it sounded like there was some question about my voter registration.
Yes, whether you are a registered voter.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Do I need to supply information from the county?
As council president, I know the election board anywhere does not ask you for identification, but as the council president, if you have a voter card like this one, this is what the county sends, and you just had let me, in the back of it, it says where the election board is in Prince George's County, and in the front, if you have one of those and I kind of look at it, then I'll be satisfied. I was satisfied with the fact that you told me you were a registered voter, but it seems that one of the council members has pulled the election rolls from the, I haven't seen that, but he said he has the election rolls and your name is not on it. So, but if you have
Okay,
that card and you can just show it to me, we can get together or and determine, I'll give you a call and we can determine how I'll get to see that. I don't think it's something that because the election boards anyway, they don't, when you go to vote, they don't ask you for identification. And I don't want to get into something where, you know, I'm asking for identification concerning a voter.
right, okay. Yeah, no problem. I have all, whatever information you need.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other citizens' comments? Ms.
Council.
Delamar, I'm sorry. I saw Ms. Delamar's hand. She got a little hand down there.
It's okay.
Mhm. Oh, okay. You want to yield to Ms. Cash? I'm sorry, to Ms.
Yes.
Cross?
Yes.
Okay, Mrs. Cross.
Thank you, Ms. Delamar, and thank you, Council President, and to the Vice President, all the council members and the citizens attending. Thank you so much for this meeting. I acknowledge the young legacy that we have looking on. I want you to note that her attentiveness has kept my attention this entire time. That's who we struggle for. That's who we serve.
Amen.
We're not serving ourselves. We are serving that legacy that's watching us, that's looking up to us, that will grow and bloom based on the choices we make today, not yesteryear. I thank you, Council, for taking such a hard stance on making sure that those elected for such a very important 4 years will represent this city in earnesty, excellence, and they will utilize their gifts and talents to meet the call, which is now very short-timed, as you've mentioned, Council President Jones. It is such an honor to serve, to volunteer, to be represented and counted among the few that will lay down their time for the many. And I want to acknowledge everyone on this call tonight that has taken an interest to understand not just the process, but the mission that each body that has now been passed on the resolution will stand forward and move the mission forward. We have to move the mission forward. You now have been charged with an opportunity, and we all depend on you getting that right the first time. So I hope that the council, whomever has objections, will rest and yield to the decision of the body, because as the public, we respect the decision. I want to acknowledge Councilwoman Ferguson, and I want to acknowledge what she did in the midst of discussion and argument. She pulled out the rule book. It's important. And I know Councilwoman Jones, Councilwoman Eason, Councilman Herring, you are a superb candidate for always having the rules in your hands. That's critical. Just like the Bible, they tell you, study to show yourself approved. And aside from that, read it for yourself for understanding. And that is so critical. So I commend the council for this tonight, because that's what we expect. It's not a one-on-one. This isn't a battle. This is a journey, and we're all in it together. We walk this path for the legacies that we see right here on this screen. I possess 2 of my own, and my greatest joy is to lay a foundation, the same as the foundation that built this town and made it a city. It's time to move forward. I thank you for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mrs. Cross. We appreciate you. Mrs. Delamar.
Sure. Thank you so much, Cash. You know, I think your words were so well spoken, so necessary, and it resonates to me and I'm sure countless others. So I can't thank you enough for being the calm in the midst of many storms. So thank you for that. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I just know the importance of civic engagement, volunteerism. It's something that in my DNA, it's something that my my family, my circle, we take it very seriously. So although I did not volunteer for the election board, I want to, for those who are on the call and who are not on the call, for all the 10 and plus others, I believe, that were mentioned as alternates or not, I just want to commend them for, even volunteering to take on an important role. It's, it may just seem like it's a resolution that's being passed here or there, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have family members and commitments and COVID and the reality of just life. And just knowing that they are taking the time to do something for their greater community is something that should be commended. So regardless of whether it was 706143, whatever that algorithm was, I just want to applaud all of the citizens of Glennard, regardless of what ward you're in, for stepping up to volunteer. And I bow out now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Mr. Beck.
Evening, Madam
Good evening.
President and the citizens of Glennard. Just want to say thank you for the opportunity to serve the city of Glennard, and I'll do my best to ensure that this election is fair and free of any issues or partisanship. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other citizens' comments? Let me go to page 2. Just a moment. Okay, Mr. Oh, Lord. There we go. Mr. Thomas. You're muted.
Oh, good
There you
evening,
go.
everyone. Good evening,
Good
President and Councilman. I guess Richard has said just about everything, and everybody else said everything. I thank whoever vote for me, and I would do my best for the city and be fair. And thanks again. I'm just gonna make it short because I know you got more stuff to do. So thanks again who all vote for me, okay? And I'll do my best.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Okay. Any other citizens' comments? Okay. All right. I do want to make an announcement. Let's see. Concerning the free PPE. City staff are scheduled to provide residents free PPE bags on Friday, February 5th, between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. and Saturday, February 6th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the main parking lot of the James R. Coggins Municipal Center. Council members are invited to participate in handing out the PPE bags. Residents should enter the parking lot via Leslie Avenue from McLean. Each resident is required to show proof of city residency via an official government ID or their most recent utility bill for the last 60 days. If the weather permits, if the weather permits from this event from occurring, a notice will be provided by Thursday, 3 p.m. on the city's website, social media platforms, and the cable channel. A rain date will be provided to residents as soon as possible. And if residents have any additional questions regarding this event, please contact the main office at 301-773-2100. And just to let citizens know, today we did have yesterday and today, at the end of yesterday and today, we've had a outage with our phone system and our server. Hopefully by tomorrow, or Mr. George, is it up today? Is it up now or tomorrow?
No, it's still down. Yeah, there was an issue with the internet service. We had iNet, Comcast, and our IT consultant out today working on the situation. They've rerun some fiber, and now they're trying to track the signal back down the line to figure out where the issue is coming from. So they're going to be out again tomorrow morning. Unfortunately, because our phones are voice over IP, When the internet goes down, our phone system goes down as well. So we have limited access to technology right now, but we will have some folks in the building first thing tomorrow morning, hoping that we'll be back up online by midday.
Okay, thank you, sir. So just a minute, Mr. Curtis, I see you. I just didn't see you before, but I see you. So just to let citizens know, if you try to call the City Hall tomorrow morning, you probably won't be able to reach anybody. But if it's, I'm sure most of you have your council person's cell phone numbers that they've given you. I know my card has, I give out my home phone number and cell phone number on my card. There's a way that you should be able to reach any of the council persons if you have their cell phone number. Okay, yeah, they're saying that the residents can can reach the administrative offices by email. You can try that. And my email, as long as I'm at my home, I can get email from anyone. So with that, just a moment, Councilwoman Easton, I have a citizen, Mr. Curtis, that wanted to address the citizens. Mr. Curtis?
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. I just had a quick question to what you were saying with the PPE, and you said that I think it's being advertised via the cable television. Is that up and running now, or?
It's up and running as far as being able to put announcements on there, but as far as to doing the voice, the meetings, that's not up yet, no.
Okay.
But we can put announcements on there, you know, of different things.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Councilwoman Eason?
Yeah, you may want to mention that several of the city employees actually have city cell phones where they should be able to be contacted.
Okay.
Several employees have city cell phones with city cell phone numbers where they should be able to be contacted.
Okay.
Now, if they don't, then that's probably a problem.
Councilwoman Easton, I have one question concerning that though. Have we ever given out the cell phone numbers to the ones that do have city cell phones?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
That's how citizens contact the city.
Okay.
So even though the phones in the office doesn't work because of the voiceover, several employees should still have city cell phones, like we administer to the city manager. I believe Michelle has a phone, Public Works has a phone. I don't know who has all the phones now, but a lot of those folks actually had city cell phone numbers and cell phones to use for city business.
Okay.
Public Works, code enforcement.
That's true. And also, if it's an emergency with the police, please dial 911. And if it's a non-emergency, you can still reach the Glennard Police by dialing 301-352, 1500. I'm sorry, 952-1500, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Thomas, if you have a correct, are you correcting me on that number? I might be wrong. 952.
No, I'm asking you, would you repeat that slowly, please, so I can write that down?
For the non-emergency, just a second. Citizens can still reach the Glennard Police Department, LESS, R7. If it's an emergency.
President, I think the Detective Darren is trying to get your attention.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's a good, there you are. That's you can come in, sir. Are you muted? You have to unmute yourself. There you go. Still can't hear you.
301.
There you go.
301-352-1200.
1200. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Savannah. Councilwoman Ferguson.
The cell number for the front desk, 240-418-9444. 0969. That would be for the front desk.
At the City Hall. Okay,
Yes.
all right. Any other citizens' comments? Hearing none, it is now 8:23 and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Right, thank you. Good night.